So why is cancellous bone so important? If we compare the total mass of the cortical bone and the cancellous bone, you will see that the cortical bone is actually 80% and 20% is for the cancellous bone. So if you compare the bone mass in an adult, the share is very less. But nevertheless, cancellous bone is very important. Let us look why it is so important. Can you see the spaces between these plates of cancellous bone? These are not actually filled with air or anything. This is actually housing the red bone marrow. These are all bone spicules of the cancellous bone. The pink stained part that you see here are all bone spicules of a cancellous bone. So these are the location where you have those spaces. So that spaces is actually having marrow, red bone marrow, which is an active site of hematopoietic synthesis. So the space between the cancellous bone is actually providing a niche, an environment where it will promote the differentiation and maintenance of the marrow tissue. In contrast, if you compare with the diaphyseal end, you have the yellow bone marrow, which is basically replaced mostly by fat tissue. Now, coming to the next point, the location of cancellous bone is important. Cancellous bones are found in the ends of long bone. As we saw in the previous video itself, you can see this is the upper end of the femur. You have an increased share of cancellous bone in the ends of the long bone. Another location that you need to know is the vertebral body. And another site is the skull bone. This is a skull bone plate, and you can see that there is outer cortical bone. This is inner cortical bone, and these are called as outer table and inner table. So between the outer table and the inner table, you have diploic spaces. This is called diploid or diploic spaces, and that is spongy bone. So these are three sites, clinically important sites, where you have cancellous bones. Another point is that cancellous bone is not randomly arranged. They usually follow specific patterns, and this is very important in regions where weight is being transmitted. For example, in this upper end of the femur, you can see specific patterns of arrangement of trabecular bone. That is also characteristic. This is also seen in vertebral body. If you take vertebral body lateral view, you will have trabecular bone arranged predominantly in a line where it transmits weight. Another very important point about cancellous bone is that if you compare this region and you compare this region, this is cortical and this is cancellous, you can understand that the cancellous bone is a region where you have increased surface to mass ratio. If you look at this area, you have a lot of surface area to this part. The surface to volume ratio is in fact 10 times that of cortical bone. And due to this reason itself, the metabolic activity and the bone turnover and bone remodeling is all very, very high for cancellous bone, because you have a lot of surface area, a lot of enzymes can act, more bone turnover occurs in that site, and bone remodeling also is increased in that site. This has a lot of significance because metabolic activity disorders usually reflect in some form in affecting the trabecular bone pattern. Example, osteoporosis. If you look at the osteoporotic bone, the trabecular pattern will be very, very less in this cancellous bone. So that has an enormous significance. Thank you.